Hello, beautiful people. It's your favorite. Okay, what's going on with my little hair here? It's the queen of real estate, Sapphire Star with Queens Buy Houses with another live. I got music today. I'm not sure if that's allowed. Today I'm going to be talking about proven strategies on how to get your first real estate investment property in the next 90 days. This video is brought to you today by a Facebook group called The Gem. You can get your financial health in order while creating wealth through real estate investing. I created this group as an opportunity for us to come together as a community and learn from one another, be able to help one another out during this journey, during your journey. So definitely there's a link in the description. Make sure you go join The Gem because I'll be having classes over there. I'll be having longer videos and education videos over there for you guys to be able to ask questions that you may have about real estate investing. And this community is for all things real estate. So if you're a realtor, if you're a contractor, if you are someone who, wants to start a wholesaling business, you want to get investment property through creative finance, this is the best real estate investing networking Facebook group on the internet. Period, poo. So make sure you join The Gem on Facebook. So this strategy that I'm going to share with you guys today, this was a strategy that I actually used to start my real estate company. When I first got started out, I saw Brandon Turner from Bigger Pockets. He did a webinar and he gave some really good tips and pointers on how to start, how to purchase your first investment property in the next 90 days. So I'm going to share those things with you and kind of incorporate what I did as well. So if you have any questions, make sure you put it in the comment section. Please, please, please share this, give me a heart if you're finding value in this content. Y'all see I don't have my Queens Buy Houses shirt on. I do have it on, but I went walking this morning, so we out here. Hey, Demetria. Out here with the Oakland hoodie on over the Queens Buy Houses. So she's here. She's just under here because I wanted to make sure I come on and do the live before I went to work because I'm currently in Oakland, California. And what's so great about this hoodie and why I kept it on, because I wanted to share with you that the real estate business is something that you can do from anywhere in the country, in the world. That's one of the reasons why I started my real estate business, because I wanted to be able to create passive income, create wealth, create more time freedom in my life to do what I want, wherever I want. So the property that we are currently working on in downtown Atlanta, I was pretty much able to do that property remotely from different places. When we started on that journey with that property, it was a pre-foreclosure. I was in Atlanta at the time. I was able to go visit the property, but the seller was not ready to sell at that moment. That is fine. That is okay. You're going to get no's, but in this, you have to learn how to turn no's into yes. And I'll share with you one way you could be able to do that. However, I end up going to, where did I go? I went to Hawaii shortly after that. And I still kept in contact with the seller doing all this. So I was in Hawaii negotiating with the seller from Hawaii. Also, I was able to put a property under contract for wholesale while I was in Hawaii. Then I came back to Georgia, and then I came to California. I closed on that deal while in California, and we started the rehab. The rehab started like a month ago. So I was able to do that from California. And the way I was able to do that is through partnership, through networking. And again, one of the strategies I'm going to share with you how you can purchase your first investment property or how you can be successful in real estate is partnering and meeting people. So without further ado, and make sure you join The Gem because I'm going to give longer videos and classes in The Gem. And you can also have private access to a like-minded community, and we'll be able to do like co-working opportunities and virtual co-working spaces as well, because I think it's important when you're in anything that you do, you surround yourself with like-minded people that are doing what you want to do. That's how you learn, that's how you grow, that's how you become successful. And there's something about it's power when you surround yourself with people that are doing the same thing you're doing and that have the same energy. Because I don't know, like Neil said, I'm a movement by myself, but I'm a force, and we're together. It's something about that energy that just kind of like revs you up. When I was living in Mexico, I used to go to this co-working space with oh, I can't think of the girl name right now, drawing a blank, but we would meet every Tuesday. Now, each one of us were like digital nomads and entrepreneurs, but we were all doing our own thing, but it was something, and they were different, but it was something about coming together with them and working on whatever projects we were working on that was just very invigorating and motivating and empowering. So, okay. So how to close on your first investment property in the next 90 days. Number one, education. I cannot stress that enough. Education is very, very important. And there's, like with the World Wide Web, there's really no reason why you cannot find information to do what you want to do to be successful in this business. So much information. And that may be a good and it may be a bad thing, because I know a lot of people have analysis paralysis where they're like, okay, I got so much information. But if you want to start, find a place where you can learn. Find someone on YouTube that you connect with. Me personally, when it comes to education, reading books, listening to podcasts, watching real estate videos, that was something I did every single day. I'm not kidding. Every single day I watched a video on Bigger Pockets Rookie Podcast, and something about listening to other people who were just starting out in real estate and who were able to get their first investment property, and sometimes 4, 5, or 10 doors in 2 years. That just let me know that I can do it. Like, I felt like I was able to connect and relate to these people. So Bigger Pockets is a really great resource for education to be able to get your first investment property. Like I said, Brandon Turner is from Bigger Pockets, and that's how I attended his webinar, his free webinar. It's free, on how to get your first investment property in 90 days. And I will say, I'll get back to that, but education. So Bigger Pockets is a great podcast. They have videos on YouTube, books that I've read since I've started my company. I think the one, like the tried and true one that everyone, and you will hear this throughout the real estate videos, everyone was inspired to start their real estate business through Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. And I read that book almost like 20 years ago. And I lie to you not, that book planted the seed for me to be able to start my company when I did start my company. Now, I didn't start it immediately, but it just kind of let me know that, wow, man, this is possible. Because sometimes, if you don't know what you don't know. So if you feel like something is not possible to do, how are you going to pursue it? So I always say it starts in your mind. You got to have the mindset for success. You got to have the abundance mindset. You got to have the mindset of, this is what I want to do, and I'm going to do it by any means necessary. Not, we're not selling our souls or anything or joining the Illuminati, but hey, you know what I'm saying? So education. I just gave you some great places to start with education. Number 2, join your local RIA. RIA stands for Real Estate Investment Association or Investor Alliance. Oh, Real Estate Investor Alliance. This is so powerful too, because at these local RIAs, you can meet other investors, other experienced investors who are doing what you're doing and can share some tips and pointers. You can meet other people that's in real estate, like real estate agents. Listen, I know some investors talk trash about real estate agents, but listen, we are all in this together, and we can actually work together to be able to make money together. So it's important to have, and you need, at some point, you're going to need a realtor. Like, we have a realtor for the property that we're working on in downtown Atlanta. By the way, if you want to, there's still an opportunity to invest in that property. We are sharing profits with other people. So if you would like more information, just send me a DM. I will send it to you. You can get a nice 8 to 10% return on your money in a very short period of time, and you can earn and learn at the same time. But we are using a realtor to list the property. Now, you don't need necessarily a real estate agent to buy property, but you're going to need one to sell the property. And some people don't, but listen, let the experts do what they are trained to do. I have no desire to be selling properties on the MLS. So you hire someone, you find, and this is how you find these relationships. The expired listings that I was talking about yesterday on my live yesterday, if you haven't checked it out, make sure you go follow my page on Queens Buy Houses and listen to that video about how to close on your first wholesale deal. But expired listings, you have a relationship with a realtor, they can get you those expired listings from the MLS. And also too, even if you are an investor and you want, say for instance, you do want to buy a property on MLS, you're going to be able to work with a a realtor to be able to do that. And you can still do that even with creative financing. You can, they have pocket listings, because some realtors have listings that not going to make any money necessarily on the MLS because there's no equity. But you can create a relationship and you can give them a finder's fee. So there's so many opportunities. You can meet realtors, contractors. Oh my God. For so many different things. You can meet these people at your local RIA. So join your local RIA. What I have here. Number 3, location. Choosing your market and deciding where you are going to invest. And my advice is to invest in neighborhoods that you are familiar with or feel comfortable with. Maybe, you live in one city, but you grew up in another city. And so maybe you feel comfortable, if not in the city you're currently living in, maybe you want to invest in the market that you grew up in, or just, it's very important to feel comfortable with the location that you choose. I think in any market you can make money, but location is very, very important. And why not start where you live? Getting in your car and driving through a couple of zip codes, talking to the people in the community, going to the local, shops and just seeing kind of what's going on. Look for Starbucks. Look for Starbucks and see what's going on in these communities, right? Because this is how you're going to be able to make your money and be able to invest in your first investment property. When I started, I felt comfortable with Savannah. That's where I'm from. And I've lived in Atlanta for 11 years. So I felt comfortable in those markets. Now I'm starting to branch out, but when I got started, I pretty much started in the areas where I felt comfortable. Location is very important. Number 4, learn how to analyze deals. Again, I talked about in the live yesterday, talking about the formulas that are very important, the 70% rule, the Mayo, the ARV. I'm not going to go over those now, but learn how to run your numbers, learn how to do comps. And every day for 90 days, analyze deal. Go to the MLS and analyze deals. On the MLS, you can put filters in for fixer-uppers. You can put filters in for pre-foreclosure. You will see auction. That's a great free way to be able to get the pre-foreclosure list in your county, in your city, is just by pulling up on the MLS. Go to the MLS, and you can be able to find leads that way and just skip trace it. Or properties that are listed, you can analyze the property every day. So because you want to get comfortable and confident with running your numbers, right? So it's very, very important to do that. And the foreclosure list for Georgia is coming out on Friday. I'm super excited. Not excited for people losing their properties, but excited to be able to help people, because that's how we market our foreclosure leads. We lead with compassion. We lead with help. We call people and say, hey, you may be in pre-foreclosure, but how can we help? Because we actually help homeowners. I have several homeowners that I helped save their home. I didn't buy the property, but I helped someone save their home. To me, that's a win too. It's not always about, making money on the property, but if I could make money and stop a person from having a foreclosure on their record and be able to pay them to transition to the next chapter of their life, that's a win-win for everybody involved. So analyze, listen, I think that knowing your numbers is probably one of the most important things when you start your education. Learn how to run your numbers. If you join the gym, Creating Wealth Through Real Estate Investing, I'll be able to share with you guys more in depth on what you can do, quick and easy ways to be able to run your numbers, kind of assess repairs roughly. So make sure you join the gym. And then number 5, I can't even read my own handwriting. Oh, start calling sellers. Like, a closed mouth don't get fed, and you're going to miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. You got to take your shot. Like, shoot your shot. Put yourself out there. Even if you're like, man, I'm not really sure. Call a seller. Like, hey, I see you got your property for sale. Tell me a little bit more about it. Find out why they're selling the property, because that's going to kind of guide you and how you can help them, because we are problem solvers as investors. So you want to know how you can help them and what services and what you can offer to them. So it's call them. Call them. That's the only way you're going to be able to close on your first investment properties, is you got to talk to sellers. And to me, that is probably, I just put a post in the gym. I was like, what has been your most challenging thing to overcome in your real estate journey? And to me, it's talking to sellers. I'm getting better. I feel more confident or comfortable now. But when I first started, I was like, hey, this is Sapphire with Queens Buy Houses. We buy houses. Like, listen, it was bad. I don't care, but I kept doing it. shaking, shivering. Do it scared. Do it scared. And at some point, it's going to become a habit. 90 days, it's going to become a habit. Keep doing it. I still get a little nervous when I'm talking to sellers, but not as bad. Like, I'm actually looking forward to calling people this weekend. Before, I was dreading it, but I'm actually looking forward to making calls because I do enjoy helping people, and I think that's the most motivating thing to me is to be able to help people, right? So call sellers, and last but not least, make an offer. That kind of goes along with calling sellers, but you have to make an offer. Even if you assess a property on the MLS, you run your numbers, you realize that they're asking way above what houses are selling for in that market. Don't be afraid to make an offer, even if it's under what they're asking, right? Because you never know. No today could be yes tomorrow. You never know because people's motivations may change. Obviously, I mostly look for my properties off market because everybody is on the MLS. You have retail buyers on there. You have other investors on there. Like, that's where the herd. I try to go away from the herd. I try to go in places where it's a little bit more challenging to get the property, but you have less competition in those areas. But make offers. You're not going to be able to close on your first investment property if you don't make offers. So in 90 days, create a schedule. Again, get yourself a journal. That's what I had a journal, and every day I pretty much, in my journal, I would talk about what I was going to do for that day that was real estate related. I would also schedule my time, how much time I would devote to real estate for that week. I would do that weekly. But every day I would talk about, okay, what did I do? How do I feel? Did I make an offer? Do these things, and I promise you, you will have your first investment property. And if you don't, you would definitely be that much closer than you were today if you did absolutely nothing, right? So I think I closed on my first property. Let me see. I started my journey and I joined a local RIA in December. Oh, I forgot to say you can meet your mentor and coach in these RIAs too. So I joined the local RIA in December. January of the following year, I hired a coach. April of that same year, I closed on my first investment property. Now, and that's another thing too. I feel like people feel like, because sometimes when you listen to these videos on YouTube, and be careful of that. You'll hear people say, oh, I did 20 doors or 100 doors in 2 years, or I closed on this many properties in the first year. Don't let that discourage you, because this is not a get rich quick type of thing. It takes time, and you may not close on your first property, but I promise you, if you keep at it, you stay consistent, you stay motivated, you stay doing the work, you can't help but be successful. You're going to close on your property, but don't let other people's stories and journeys deter you, because your story, your journey is your story, is your journey, is uniquely you. So don't let that deter you. But I promise you, even if you don't get it in 9 days, you can do it. But even if you don't, so what? You may get it in a year. It may be 2 years. It may be 3 years. It doesn't matter. Long as you are doing what you want to do and you're working towards that goal, is going to happen. Because I always say, experience is what you get when you don't get what you want. Y'all know how many times I was told no? I was told no so many times. You know how many times I didn't want to get on the call and talk to somebody? Every time I got on the phone and talk to somebody, I didn't want to do it, because I don't know, it was terrifying to me to talk to people. But did I let that stop me? No, I did not. And at some point, I'm gonna come on these lives and share some of the stories of just almost getting a deal and then it just not happening, or getting cursed out, or trying to convince a seller to come to close and they don't come to close, or even after you get it closed, what do you do then? It's just so many things that can happen. But again, when you first starting out, and I'm just going to do a recap. So education, number 2, join a local RIA. Number 3, choose the right location. Number 4, analyze deals, run your numbers every day. And number 5, call sellers. Number 6, make an offer. Hope this helps. I know this was real quick. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. But thank you guys so much. Please make sure you share, like, comment, join, the Queens Buy Houses page, but join the community, because I plan on doing longer videos and classes in the future. So thank you guys so much. Oh, I didn't see if y'all had questions, my bad. Hey, Miss Fields. It's my sister. Declan, good day, sir. Tasha, thank you so much for joining. Thank you guys so much for joining the live. I really appreciate seeing you guys on here, because sometimes I'll be like, is anybody coming? But to me, it doesn't matter, because I feel like I'm adding value. I feel like somebody, whether people comment, whether they like, whether they share, I feel like somebody is going to relate to these videos, and they're going to connect. They'll be like, man, if Sapphire doing it, I can do it. Like, I know where she, you know, she looked like me, she talked like me, she may be where I'm from, whatever that representation, whatever that connection may be, I feel confident that that's going to be enough to be able to change your life, because I know it changed my life. And so I'm trying to change my family tree. Y'all be great.